In this video, I'm going to show you the process of uploading the audio to the First Light South Portland Church podcast. The very first thing you do is locate our memory card. The memory card is located in this little Zoom box up in the sound booth. And then, of course, you plug the memory card into an adapter like this. And then on the computer, you click down here on Finder. And over here on the left, you will see the memory card. It says SPCN Audio. You click on it. You go into folder 1. And then typically, the very last folder will be the most recent sermon. Now, I'm not going to go into this one because this particular audio is from the Back to School series. And the Back to School series, we do not put the audio of that, the sermon audio of that onto the podcast. And so I'm just going to go back up here to a previous week. All right, then the very first thing you want to do is double click on the file. So that way it opens up the music player, and then you want to just skip ahead. Make sure that it is the correct audio. And so we're going to say that this is the correct audio. And now the very next thing you do is you right click on this and you choose copy, and you go out here to the desktop and you choose paste item, and it is going to paste the audio onto the desktop. Now you don't need this anymore, so you can go ahead and eject that. And once you eject it, you can put the memory card back to where you found it in that little Zoom box. All right, and now on your desktop where you have your audio file, going to right click on that, go down, go to open with, and then go to Audacity. Audacity is a free audio editing software. All right, so this is going to pull up the audio here. That's what it looks like. You can zoom in and zoom out with these controls up here. So you can see here the loud portion, that's going to be likely to be the band, and we are going to cut that out because on the podcast we only include the sermon. The sermon's going to be right about here, and you just find it.
Well, good morning.
All right, and that's typically how he starts. The sermon part is, that phrase, well, good morning, church.
Well, good morning.
All right, and so you see what I did there. I zoomed in so I could see exactly where that starts. And then to make it a little bit faster, you can zoom back out. Hover your mouse on top of the line where you clicked, and then just drag all the way over and hit delete. And then click up here, click play.
Well, good morning, church. How are you guys doing?
And you'll see that it is timed correctly. Another thing you can do if you'd like is check the end, see if there's anything that needs adjusted on the end. I like to keep the closing song on there, but it looks like there's a little bit of quiet or whatever space there, so I'm just gonna cut that out as well. Once you have the portion that you'd like to have included on the podcast, you're going to go up here to File, and then to Export. Export as MP3, and then just name it whatever you'd like. And you're going to save it to the desktop, and just click Save, and then click OK, and you see it is saved right down here. All right, and so you can then close out of Audacity, just say no, you don't need to save it. This original Zoom file, it's still on the memory card because you copied and pasted it. You can just throw that into the trash. Okay, then what you want to do Let's go to Safari, go to your address bar, type in anchor.fm. That is the site we use for our podcast. That's going to take you here. You should automatically be logged in. Just verify that by looking at the little icon up here in the top left. If you don't see that, or if it takes you to a login page, you'll want to log in. The login information is saved on the computer. Now here you go to new episode. You can click select file and find it that way, or if it's on the desktop, you can just click and drag it over. You give it a name, whatever the sermon series is, part 1. In this section here, you can type in the name of the pastor that was preaching. You can type in the Bible verse. You can type in the bottom line. Whatever sort of description that you want to include in there. Then you just scroll on down. On publish date, you choose now. Explicit content, you choose no. And then you click additional details. This episode type full, that's fine. These you can leave blank. But then you do want to change the cover art. And so you just click change there. And then you're going to find the logo for that particular series. So you can go to desktop. And then you go to temporary. And then relational vampires, that's the series we are currently on. And then you can click on that and you click upload. And then you can adjust here, how you want it to be. So it's going to be cut off a little bit. There are ways you can go about, creating a square image to make it fit into there. And perhaps I will cover that in another video. All right, you click save. And then you click next. And you click next. And then you would click publish. I'm not going to click publish on that because we've already have this one uploaded to the site. From time to time, the person running sound might forget to hit the record button, which means when you put in the memory card and you go to verify that it's the correct sermon, it won't be. And so what do you do then? At that point, you just go to Safari, go to the church's YouTube page. It should automatically be signed in. You can verify that with the icon here. If not, go ahead and log in. Go to your channel. Go to manage videos. Click on live. And then find the one you want. Click on the 3 dots. And then choose download. All right, you go to iMovie, which is a very basic video editing software. You go to your downloads, you find the week or the video that you just downloaded, and you just drag it up into here. Now, at this point, you have 2 options. You can do the editing right here within iMovie and just scroll through, find where the sermon starts, which is going to be right about here. Now, of course, you would want to play it and make sure it's the exact moment you want it to start. Right click on it, choose split clip, click on this excess and hit delete. So you can do the editing right within there, or you can leave it as it is and then go to file, share, file. When that box pops up, you name it. Description doesn't matter, tags doesn't matter, format, audio only, file format, MP3, and then click next. It's going to ask you where. Save it on your desktop. Click save. The one that we were messing with before is already there. We're going to go ahead and just replace that. And then you just got to wait a bit. So right here is your progress bar in iMovie. It's telling you how quickly it's doing that job. And the circle disappears when it's all done. And go ahead and close out of iMovie. And then you have your audio file right here. Now, if you did your editing within iMovie and you cut down to the portion you just needed, then from here you upload it onto Anchor FM, just as I showed you. If you did not edit the audio or the portion that you need within iMovie, then from here you would open up Audacity and you would cut the audio down to size like I showed you before. And that's it. That's what you do each week to upload the sermon audio onto the church's podcast. And then once you do that, when people visit our site, they can go to sermons and they go to podcast, and it will link them to that.